starting by sitting or lying in stillness, letting the body relax. Welcome to this hour. It's just for you. Gently closing the eyes and taking a few deep breaths. Letting the body become heavy and relaxed. Settling into the surface, beneath you, below you. Checking on the length of the spine. Comfort of your physical body. Tuning into the five senses. Gently closing the eyes and noticing the light or color that comes through the closed eyelids. What do you see with your eyes gently closed? Soften the closure of those eyelids and just let a little bit of light seep in. Continuing to notice what you see through the closed eyelids. And turn to your ears, becoming aware of the sounds around you. Noticing sounds coming through the camera. Sounds inside, outside of this space and your space. Breathing in and noticing any scent, any smell. Bring your awareness to the mouth. Noticing any taste. Noticing sensations in the mouth. Swallowing and relaxing through the throat. Softening through the chest. Moving down to the belly. Take a few breaths and notice the breath moving down into the belly or the chest. Letting everything else go. Allowing the rest of the day to drop away. Just tuning into the breath as it moves through the body. You can do this lying down or sitting up. Feel the surface beneath you. Notice sensations on the surface of the skin. Air moving through the room, clothing brushing against the skin. Noticing anything there is to notice and noticing it completely. Now, if you're not already lying down, go ahead and lie down on your mat, really in any way that's comfortable. You can have your knees bent if you like, or have the legs straight. Initially, you can have the arms on the body if you prefer, or you can start with them out to the side, which I'll ask you to do eventually. So settling into the space. That might mean wobbling around a little bit on the hips, shaking the legs out. Let the body really sink down. If, like me, you've just changed your position, and noticing the difference of the breath in this position from when you were sitting up. Allow the head to set heavy into the surface beneath it. Same with the hips, same with the heels, everything relaxing back and down. Close the eyes and take 3 slow, deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, and out through the nose, if that's comfortable. One more breath. And as you exhale this time, point your toes, point them towards the front of your mat, stretching through the foot and the leg. Exhale and flex them up. Toes are pointing up towards your body. And then soften and shake the feet out. Feet are shuffled out. You might move the hips again, and then bring the arms to the side of the body if you haven't already. Arms to the side. Inhale the palms up. Holding them up for a couple of breaths, relaxing them back down. And as you exhale again, curl the fingers into fists and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the fists. Squeeze. Nice and hard. Exhale the hands down. We're going to walk the feet towards the body and come into some moving bridges. So you might scoot yourself forward towards the front edge of your mat, so that we have extra space above the head. Here, we're just going to inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Moving gently and slowly with the breath. And with the next one, holding the posture up. Staying upright. Soften through the elbows if you like. Gently pushing into the feet just a little bit more. So you can almost lift your ball a centimeter off the ground a little bit higher. And just hold it there. Just hold it there. Adjust my music. With the next exhale, we'll lower it back down. Lowering down, hugging the knees up to the chest. Give it a little bit of a wobble. Little wobble there. Stretch the legs up. And walk the feet. Walking the feet up, lift the head and the chest off the floor and reach up towards the feet. Reaching, 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 peeling the shoulders off the floor. See if you can grab onto the toes here. Stretching out through the arms, the shoulders, and the legs. Taking a couple of deep breaths. As we're lifting up, see if you can pull the shoulders back down. And then roll the body back down. Bring the arms up overhead. Straighten the legs back out. And relax for a moment. So from that straight body position, we're going to lift the two up. One. And exhale them down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Two more. Up. And down. Last one. Up. And down. Stretch through the arms, wobble through the legs, reach the legs out in front. And then we're going to roll or push ourselves up to sitting. So we can bring the knees forward and roll up, or you can push through the side and come up that way. So from sitting, I'm just going to face this direction, just sitting in a comfortable cross-leg position. Be nice and loose. We're going to stretch out to the side. So if you have a cushion or a block that you want to use to make it a little bit more restful, you can grab that. So make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. Give them a little wobble. And then we're going to just lean over to the right side. So if you don't have the cushion, you can be resting on your hands. If you have a cushion, you can rest the elbow down. We want to concentrate on not lifting the sit bone off the ground. So we're leaning, maybe rock a little bit, and then rock the sit bone back down. Settle into your cushion. And we're going to reach this arm up, 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 right towards the table. Take a couple of breaths. See if you can just sink in a little bit more. You can always kind of rock a little bit. And if you're comfortable to turn and look towards the hand that's reaching up, that just brings a bit of a stretch into the neck. Reach a little bit higher. Reach, reach, reach. And then let's have 2 breaths of reaching over. Make sure we don't lift, we don't tip over. We're going to keep that sit bone on the ground. We're reaching and stretching that through the left side body. Reach those fingers over your head. Arching through the arm. And then exhale, coming up. We do the same thing on the other side. So if you've got your cushion, place it to the left now. Same thing, wobble, wobble. Bring the elbow down. Again, if you don't have a cushion, you can just rest your palm on the floor at a distance. So bring the elbow or the palm down, leaning in. You can also push slightly away. Just push the right leg away to help keep that hip down. Initially, settling in. And you can bring the arm up. So as I bring my arm up, you can see my chest was sort of collapsing forward. As I bring the arm up, it opens up through the chest and the shoulder, bringing the stretch not only in the side body, but through the arm and the shoulder. If I twist to look up towards the hand, I'm stretching through the neck, only if that's comfortable. Same thing. Softening down into the position. And then for 2 more breaths, we're reaching over. Stretch through that side body. Keeping the right hip on the floor. And exhale. Come back to sitting. You can move that stuff out of the way. We're going to come onto our hands and knees for our cow and cat and our circling on the knees. So just like we often do, from all fours, we're shifting our weight back, out to the side, forward, and to the other side. You may have already heard my knee hop, so yours might do that too. See how those hips feel? We go 3 circles each direction. And then swap, or three circles one direction and then swap. And if you're cracking through the knees or the ankles or the wrists, nothing to be alarmed about. So from your hands and knees then, you want the palms open nice and wide, placing the palms beneath the shoulder, cat and cow. Knees are below the hips, tops of the feet are on the mat. Inhale, dip the belly down, look forward. Exhale, arching up. Move with your breath. Two more. Then opening up the knees, bringing the big toes to the touching. Scoop your bum down towards your heels and really push into the hands. So you're pushing your bum back as far as it'll go. And walk your hands forward. Walking the hands forward and resting on the forehead. Keep your elbows off the floor. So you can have little spider fingers if you like. Emphasizing, making sure we've got the elbow lifted. You can walk those back a little bit to keep pushing the weight towards the back of the mat, putting more of a stretch into the back and into the inner thighs and push the weight back. Then from this position, we're going to bring the left arm through and under. Come onto the ear, twisting here. So you can push into this hand a little bit. This palm is facing up. Feeling a nice little stretch in the left shoulder. Should be easy. There shouldn't be any pressure going into your head. So make sure you are using the hand to brace a little bit so the pressure stays in the shoulder. And then we'll lift up slightly to do the other things. So place the left hand up, right hand threads underneath, and turn and look to the right. And taking the weight of the body in the palm of the hand and the shoulder. So there's no pressure in my head or neck. Nice, easy, deep breath. And release back to walking, your hands up, bring your knees back in close, sitting on your heels. Coming into our thunderbolt position, just slightly forward. So thunderbolt here, bounce your weight down into your heels. So we're getting a stretch through the thighs, but we're also getting a stretch through the ankle and the front of the foot. Just taking a couple of breaths here. We might, as we sit here, I'm going to face the camera. As we sit here, we're going to circle our neck. So just settling your weight down. If that's really uncomfortable, you can stick a cushion in between your bum and your feet, or in between your feet and the floor. So underneath the foot, like that. So you can try both of those and see which of them is a little bit more comfortable. If this position isn't ideal for you, it's still a really good stretch. And if you can hold it for, a minute or two, every once in a while, your body will start to get used to it. So sitting in this position, we're just going to circle the neck. So chin to chest, chin towards the right shoulder, circling up, chin towards the left shoulder, circling down. moving with your breath. Gently moving through any crackles or pops. And you can go faster or slower. And then reverse direction. You're down at the chest again. Go towards the right and circle around to the left. And settle there. We're also going to bring our palms forward, clasp the fingers and push them ahead of us, straight arms. Take a breath or two here. And then we're going to gently start to move them up, 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 up. See if you can get them up beside your ears or past your ears. And hold them up here. For 2 breaths, keep pushing, keep pushing. And then release them forward and down. Shake out the wrists a little bit. You can lift up out of this knee position. Might be a little bit stiff. Maybe walking on your knees a little bit will help. Forward and back. Hear my knees popping. Pop, pop. Tuck our knees. We're going to come into our downward dog from here. So if you're on your knees, bring your palms forward. You're nice and open. We're going to tuck the toes. We're pushing our weight back. Drop the head and come into the feet. Make it your own. So your sit bones are up high. You're dropping the head down. You can shift your weight a little bit. You can twist those legs around and knees. Take 3 more breaths here if you can. Make sure your arms, your body is making a triangle shape. Your bum at the top of the triangle, and your arms are going from your bum to the tips of your fingers. It's a nice diagonal line. If you've got your camera on, look at your camera for a second and see that you're making a triangle shape, not this sort of tight with your bum in the air. You want to be in that triangle so that we get strengthening through the upper back, but also strengthening through the middle back and a stretch through the back. And then you can push your hands towards your feet. Hang into a low forward fold. Bounce a little bit there if you like. Shake out the head. We're going to take our hands and place them underneath. So your options are either just to put your fingertips under, so then you can bend the fingers, or you can put your whole hand, which I prefer, underneath. So the bend of the wrist is where the toes meet. So if I put my hands under my feet, I have a little massage on my hands. I can have my knees bent as much as I want in order to hang my body weight down. And I want to relax the head, so I'm not looking towards the feet. I'm not tilting my chin forward. I'm tucking my chin towards my chest, letting the crown of my head hang down. And exhale through the shoulders. Wiggle through the shoulders, shake out the neck, make sure you're not holding any tension through the head. Keep your head gently, yes. Feeling a strong stretch, possibly in the back of the legs. You can bend the knees a bit more if it's too much, or you can try and straighten them, emphasizing that stretch. And then shift your weight from your toes, big toe, to your heel. Just subtly, do you feel that massage of the hands? Kind of go a little bit side to side. One more breath here, then we'll release one hand at a time. Bring them in front. Bend through the knees and raise your arms forward. And move arching the back if that's comfortable. Exhaling the hands to the chest. Okay, because you're at home, probably a lot of you have furniture nearby. So I've got this chair out, and I thought I might demonstrate doing a couple of postures with the help of a chair or a piece of furniture that you might have at home. So, one of them is tree pose. Now, I mean, our regular tree pose, as probably all of you know, we usually bring the foot to the inside of the thigh. So yes, you can hold on to your chair or your wall or whatever, and then bring the hands to the chest or bring the hands up overhead. So if you were wobbly, you could have a hand down. Alternately, I could lean my knee against the chair or the wall. Then your arms can stay in the traditional position that you're trying to attain in class. My knee can touch barely, and I can touch my knee away from the chair or the wall. And I can still do exactly what I want to do with the arms. So I can keep lifting through my body. A lot of times if we're leaning on something, the arms tend to kind of lean our weight in. So find your tree pose on your left leg. Use your prop if you like, and point the knee against something is a great technique. Just to have it there if I start to rock, or to gently press my knee into the wall or the chair. Remember, this is a hip opener, but also a balancing pose is for our mind. So let's take 3 more nice deep breaths. As you exhale next, release the arms, release the legs. Another variation of tree, it's a little bit different. So obviously, traditional tree poses we just did is opening up the hip, but another variation to stretch in a different part of the hip is if we kind of cross the ankle over, just over the knee, above the knee. So like we would do if we were doing sort of that figure 4 stretch, and then grab onto the foot. You want to grab onto the foot, but right now my knee is pointed out to the side. I want to try to hold my foot so I can start to turn my knee downward. So obviously I'm leaning on the chair right now to help myself maneuver into this. Holding onto the foot, trying to get my knee to go a little bit more down and in front. And I'm figuring out which part of my foot or leg to hold in order to get my knee right. And then I can keep holding onto the chair, or I can bring that up. Now, alternately, you can let go of the foot. Now, it wants to slide down a little bit. If we try to hold the foot and get that knee to go down, it might stay a little bit better, maybe not. Yeah, okay. Let's hold this variation for 2 more breaths. Again, you could be holding the chair. And then release. Feels totally different in the hip than the other one. Okay, so let's do the other leg. We're going to do both variations. So again, we're standing on the right leg. If you want your knee to be pressed against the chair or your wall, you can do that. Hands at the chest initially, or they can be overhead. Trying to stare at your drishti, trying to stare at something that's not moving. Relax to the neck, relax to the face. Smiling is acceptable. Two more breaths. Release the arms. Release the leg. Wobble it out. Exhale fully. No one is in the room, so I can exhale through my mouth without feeling guilty. Then we're going to cross that left ankle over the knee. So if you start to squat down, make sure that the knee is bending underneath that. Grabbing onto my heel or my foot and trying to maneuver it to come up more towards my groin. Again, I'm holding onto the chair right now. I can keep holding onto the chair, come into a nice upright position. I can try to lift this arm up and away. And straighten through my spine. Keep pushing that knee forward and down. Different kind of stretch. I can feel this in my foot as well as I hold on. Pushing that knee down, pushing that knee down. 2 more breaths. Use the chair or the furniture if you want. That makes you more comfortable, more stable. And then release. Shake it out. Shake out the legs. The next one with the furniture or the chair in this case is dancer pose. And I think we might have done this in class before. A few of you have done it anyway. And again, getting into it, if you have your piece of furniture or wall to touch, just might make you feel a little bit more comfortable. So I'm going to start by standing on my left leg and bending my right leg. Bending that leg and I'm reaching behind me to grab onto the ankle. When I'm grabbing on, my knee might come out to the side, but once I have hold of it, I want my knee to be pointing down the floor. I've got my security here, and that might be too close. So then I'm facing my toes towards that chair. My knee is bent and facing towards the ground. I'm going to start to lean forward. So I can practice this by leaning some weight into the chair. Eyes are down at the floor, and then kicking my knee up and back. So with the chair there, I can do that. Without the chair, I can just, or I can keep the chair there and have my arm up and over, and I can tilt forward and see. And then I can maybe rest on the chair if I need to. Keep kicking that knee back and behind. Back and behind. This allows the lower body to get used to the position, but then we're not so worried about tilting over. One more breath. And release. So that's helping us ease our way into dancer pose, which is a back bend, it's a leg strengthener, it's a balancing pose, it's a complicated position. And complicated positions are the best ones to try at home and use some assistance. Nobody can see you, so you don't have to be worried about how it looks to other people or maybe any comparisons. You can use your prop and make progress. So we'll do the other side just the same. So I'm standing on my right leg this time and bending my left knee, grabbing on to the ankle. My foot is pointing forward. My knee is pointed down. I can reach up and kick that knee back. Looking forward or slightly down. Keep kicking. If you want to use the bit of support of the chair, you can. If you don't, lift off. 2 more breaths. And release. Well done. That's a tough one to do at home, but all balancing poses are great at clearing our minds. If you've been working, if you've been sitting at your desk, haven't been slumping over, your mind might be all over the place. So those balancing poses are great for getting out of your head. Let's come back down onto the floor. We're going to come into the pigeon pose, one of our regulars in class. So
I'm going to face this direction and bring my right knee forward towards my wrist, crossing the foot as much as I can, and inching my toes away, forward a little bit more. So I'm wobbling my hips, and then I can stick a block or cushion slightly underneath my hip or my bum to let my weight sink down. Now, first I'm going to sit upright, bringing that stretch into the back and into the back straighter leg. If that's too strong, you can sit on your hand, let your weight sink forward a little bit. If you can, be upright. Shoulders back and down, smiles on your face. Hold on to your knee and possibly your foot that's over here. You can't see it from this angle. One more breath, and then we'll fold it forward. Sinking down into the elbows, sinking the forehead down, getting comfortable in that forward bend pigeon pose. Find your Ujjayi breath here. So breathing strong and steady in and out through the nose. You can always wiggle a little bit. You can always move gently if that's what feels good. Try to spread softness through the body. 3 more breaths. Then you can start to push up onto the hands, tuck the toe of the back leg, is up and out of it. Push into your down dog position. Maybe widen the feet to your down dog. So from this position, I'm going to twist my feet. Twist to the right, twist to the left. Like I'm doing an old-fashioned twist dance. Put my bottoms in the air, my head's down. And then I'm going to come into the other side. The left knee comes forward towards the wrist. Sinking my hips down. I can put my cushion or my block underneath now the left side of my hip. And I can try and sit up for a second. So pushing my weight forward and up. I've got my hand on my foot here and my knee. And trying to face forward. I can really feel this strong in the front of my right groin and in the sort of bend in my left waist. One more breath. Then we can fold forward. Settling into it, sinking forward and down. Same thing again. You can stay on the elbows. You can sink your weight all the way forward onto the forehead. Try to soften through the shoulders. Relax the body forward and down. Let your body melt forward and down. Ujjayi breath. 2 more long, deep breaths. After the next exhale, start to push up, top to toe, straight legs, lift out a bit. Move your blanket across, walk the feet to the ground, and settle back onto your bum. So, the last seated pose we're going to do is fire log or double pigeon. But we're going to do a revolved version of it. So, we just did single pigeon. Double pigeon, if you recall, is when we're going to stack our lower leg from ankle to knee. So there's a couple ways to do that for those of you that are really tight. You might be able to get, we're not sitting cross-legged, the foot isn't coming up close, the foot stays right out at the knee, and usually then there's a gap, which we can fill with a block or a few cushions or whatever. If you can't get your knee, you can't get this upper leg over, or you can only kind of get something like this. If you can get something like this, then try to lean over and see if you can hold the foot, kind of like rocking the baby, but trying to lift it to that position where it would be over the knee. Alternately, if you can bring it over to the side and try to get your right sit bone to come down towards the ground, your action is more trying to tilt your bum back and get the stretch that way. Okay, so those are your variations. I'm going to go ahead and get into the full fire log pose. So my right shin is parallel with the edge of the mat. My left is on top. I'm wobbling onto my sit bones, and I can feel the stretch happening here on my right side, because my right leg is on top, so that's the one that's getting stretched the most. As my right knee is on top, I'm going to sit up straight. My chest is facing forward. And then to revolve this, as we settle in this, oftentimes we just sit up or we might lean forward, but this time we're going to add a twist. So I'm going to take my left hand onto my right knee, and I'm going to gently turn towards my right. Turn towards my right and try to look over my right shoulder. So my fingertips are touching the floor just behind me, but I'm not leaning into the hand. They're just touched. I'm pushing into my knee, but not moving it to help leverage the twist. And I'm just going to stay here for 3 more breaths. The pressure of my hand on my knee brings more tension to this spot. If you have pain, let up, don't do it. But if you feel a strange sensation, that's probably wrong. One last breath, keep twisting, twisting. And then return to the front. Lean back onto the hands, unhook the feet, wiper to the left and right, left and right. And then we'll do the other side. So right shin comes down, parallel to the front edge. I'm bringing my left over. So again, maybe you're doing something like this. If you're doing that, then your twist is going to be more like that, still perfectly doable. If you've got the knee up in this vicinity, then stick something there to make it more comfortable if you like. Sit up as straight as you can, facing forward. Push into the sit bones. Left knee is on top now, so we're going to turn to the left when we're ready. Bring the right hand to the left knee, fingertips of the left hand behind me. As I turn my belly, my chest, my head, my eyes to look over my left shoulder. Keep twisting. Now gentle pressure on the knee to help leverage the twist. Nice, steady breath. One more. And then gently coming back to the front. Relieve yourself of any blocks or props. Unhook the feet. Wobble, wobble, wobble. And that is your work done. You can take a drink. You can lie on your back. You can get your cushion or your blanket and get yourself nice and comfortable. Nice and comfortable position. I'm just going to move the camera slightly closer. And you lie back and down. Do whatever you need to get as cozy and comfortable as possible. Find your breath. Close your eyes. Tuning back into the five senses, I want you to notice any taste in your mouth, any sensation at all in the mouth, the roof of the mouth, the tongue, the backs of the teeth. Swallow and notice the throat. Notice any resistance in the swallow. Notice the sensations of the throat. Soften through the chest, soften through the belly, soften through the hips, relaxing the body back and down, letting go of any tension. And this was a pretty strong strengthening class, so you've been tightening up quite a lot of muscles throughout the whole class. So now you just want to give yourself permission to let it go. Let everything go limp. Wiggle around. Let the body get heavy. Move around a little bit and see what feels most comfortable. And then settle into that position. As the body becomes still, we don't want to allow the mind to wander. So move your awareness around the body briefly, noticing the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, your backside. Notice the backs of the heels of the feet, the palms of the hands, the surface of your forehead. Notice the sensation of the surface of the forehead. Maybe you can feel your hair touching the forehead. Maybe you can feel air moving against the forehead. I want to focus on sensation inside the forehead. You bring your awareness to muscular tension or the skull inside. Can you notice any sensation inside the head versus on the surface of the forehead? Notice any sensation on the surface of the chest, like maybe the texture of the clothing touching you. And then inside, the sensations of the breath, the sensation of the heart beating. Surface sensation and internal sensation. We feel the internal tightness of the hips or tightness of the low back. We can also feel sensations on the exterior of the body. Just notice a few of those, letting the body relax a bit deeper. Then we'll move our awareness around. So when you're ready to be completely still, then bring your awareness, your attention to the right thumb. Right hand thumb, then move to the first finger, pointer finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, pinky finger, noticing anything there is to notice. Now move to the palm of the hand, back of the hand, right wrist. Noticing the right wrist and the forearm, elbow, upper arm, then the right shoulder. Notice the front of the shoulder, top of the shoulder, back of the shoulder. Become aware of the shoulder blade attaching into the upper back. Jump down to the underarm, noticing your right underarm and any sensation there. Move down the side body to the right side of the waist. Right side of the waist. Down again to the right hip. And you feel the connection between the leg and the body at the hip joint. Notice the right buttock, the right upper leg, front and back. Notice the kneecap, right kneecap, and the back of that knee joint. Move down to the shin, noticing the right shin, right calf muscle, ankle, top of the right foot, all of your attention on the top surface of the right foot, then the bottom of the foot, noticing the bottom of the foot, the ball of the foot, arch of the foot, heel of the foot. Notice the 5 toes, all 5 toes together. You feel the sensation of 5 toes. 5 toes on the right foot. The whole right foot and leg. The right side of the body, from the leg and the hip, up through the chest, the shoulder, the arm, the right hand. Noticing the whole right side of the body. Whole right side of the body. Now move to the left side of the body. Become aware of the left side. Jump down to the left thumb. Then the first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Notice the palm of the left hand. Palm of the left hand and the top of the hand. Delicate skin on the top of the left hand. Become aware of the wrist. Any sensation in the left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm. From the upper arm, moving to the left shoulder, front of the shoulder, top of the shoulder, back of the shoulder. Notice the left shoulder blade attaching into the upper back. Jump down to the left underarm, noticing the left underarm and any sensation there. And sliding down the left side of the body to the left side of the waist, the left hip, the left buttock. Coming into the leg, noticing the left upper leg, front and back. Left knee, noticing the kneecap and the back of the knee joint. Shin, calf muscle, left ankle. Circling the left ankle completely, then notice the top of the left foot, top of the left foot, and the bottom of the foot. Ball of the foot, arch of the foot, heel of the left foot. From the heel of the left foot, notice all 5 toes together of the left foot. Whole left foot and leg, left leg and waist, the waist and the chest and the shoulder and the arm, the whole back side of the body, the whole right side of the body. Noticing the weight of the body sinking downward. Notice that sensation of weight as the body sinks back and down. Feel heaviness in the body. Feel heaviness in your body as it sinks into the floor beneath you. Notice that sensation of weight and heaviness. Now notice the sensation of lightness in the body. Weightlessness. Imagine you're floating on the surface of water or up in the clouds. Your body feels light and weightless, as if it could lift up, up, up. Lightness and heaviness, weight and weightlessness. Find both in the body now. Find a place in the body that feels heavy and sinking downward, and another part of the body that feels light and weightless. Experience both sensations at the same time, heavy and light, light and heavy. Both sensations happening at the same time in the same body. Now come back to your breath. Are you breathing in or breathing out? Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to wiggle the toes. Bringing gentle movement into the toes with that exhale. As you exhale again, wiggle the fingers, gently bringing movement into the body. Deepening the breath, inhaling a bit deeper. And as you exhale the next time, stretch the arms out in front of you. Maybe overhead, maybe out to the sides. Maybe rotate the wrists. Do what the arms would like. Bring some movement into them. Stretch them in any way you like. And do the same with the legs. If they've been bent, straighten them. If they've been straight, bend them. Wiggle around. If your eyes are still closed, blink them open and start to adjust to the light in your room. Noticing with the ease of concentration, just noticing whatever is overhead, whatever's in front of you, taking it in without judgment. Take another deep breath. And when you're ready, push yourself up to sitting or roll up, or you could stay lying down. I can't see you. But just bringing your hands towards your heart in whatever way you're comfortable, and taking a moment to finish this session with a little bit of gratitude. A little bit of gratitude goes a long way, feeling grateful for the breath and the ease of our breath. Here, we're breathing with ease. We don't need a mask. We don't need to worry about contamination. And we can breathe. Our lungs can fill without any problem. Feeling gratitude for the breath and for this body that we live in. I thank you for practicing with me, and I wish you a beautiful rest of the afternoon.